I guess you could say I have a love affair with technology. I love using it in my classes. I love using it personally. Just got a new iPad, which I'm quite excited about, and using that with my students as well. I've been asked to talk to you about how I use technology in my courses. I teach graduate and I also teach undergrad. In undergrad, we want our teachers to go out there and be prepared to work with students and engage students at the highest level. In schools today, we're working with kids that come from homes and that have technology and they're used to being plugged in. So we have an option: we either ignore it or we train our teachers to teach the kids that are plugged in how to use it appropriately and how to enhance their learning with those tools. So with undergrad, this semester I've used lots of different modes. As an instructor, we do have textbooks they have to read, so I sort of look at it two different ways. I can have them read material, give them a test over it, and see if they have memorized it and then they forget it the next day. Or I can have them read it and apply it to their learning process with a mode of technology that they could actually take and use in their classroom. So this semester they've read texts or they've read research articles. They've responded using iPadio. They've done phone casts to Appear. And they've had a lot of fun with that. A lot of them put music in the background. A lot of them acted like they were a sports broadcaster. And they did the reflection of their learning to Appear in that way. They've also used Glogster as a way of reflecting. When I started first teaching undergrad, I thought, okay, I remember during my undergrad years of education major that they'd have me make a poster. I'd spend $20, $30 making this poster. And when the class was over, the poster met the garbage can. And I decided I wasn't going to have my students spend money on a poster that was going to become friends with the garbage can. So I started using Glogster, and it's a great tool. It's an online poster maker that they can use, and they can use it in their classroom with their students, have their students, if they're doing an author study, if they're doing a science project. Wouldn't it be nice not to have science boards everywhere? You could have Glogsters everywhere representing that information from the science content. And it can be displayed just as easy as those clunky science boards. So another mode that they've used Prezi this semester. Some of them love Prezi, some of them don't. But the main thing is that they're aware and that they can take it out there and use it in the classroom with students. One of their favorites has been Animoto. They love creating videos. They love putting the music and putting the background. My students do have a word limit when they're working with all of these tools for reflection. So there is a word limit and a rubric that they have to apply to make sure that they are held to high standard with these technology resources. So at undergrad, they've used a lot of them, and I think they've enjoyed using them. It's high engagement for them. It's frustrating at first, just as us as professors when we're learning it. It's frustrating because it's new, but the more we do it, the better we get at it. And when I do ask them to use the technology, I use it myself in front of them and I show them how to use it. I walk them step by step how to use it, so that frustration is alleviated a little bit, but still when you do it yourself, you're going to run into glitches, but you just have to keep trying. I also teach graduate. I teach totally online. I'm teaching literacy curriculum currently online, which is the perfect mode for technology because out there in the classroom, we want them to use in their curriculum lots of technology to meet those 21st learning skills that we want students to be prepared to use. And also in the state, we're dealing with Common Core coming out. Common Core is all about integration. And it's such an easier way to do it when you're using technology than having to pull 5 or 6 textbooks together for them to cross-list information when you can do that with different sources of technology. As far as my graduate, they've used superherosquad.com, which has been a fun one. One thing that we have children do in schools is synthesize information. I think it's almost easier for them to do it than it is for us to do it. But at the grad level, they've been reading research and having to synthesize the information to look at what is the key components. And they've created comic strips to represent that key information. which is perfect to use with our curriculum with kids, because they could do a book report, they could do, once again, they could, even in the math area, they could create a comic strip to go with a word problem and represent that information. Also with the grad, I was trying to think of what else I have used with them. I have used Glogster once again, Prezi once again, Animoto once again, Story Jumper as well. I can't remember what else. Anything that I find that I think might enhance their learning, I'm going to use with them and show them how they could use that with students in the classroom. I want to keep learning because there's always new tools out there that we can show them, and most of these are free. They don't cost anything for them to use in the classroom, so you can't ask for much more this day and age. I would encourage you, and I encourage the professors that I work with, just try one. Just try one a semester, or one each, quarter, or each half semester, and get to know it well and show your students that you're trying to use this technology. I think it will encourage your students that they can see that you're trying to enhance your material for your classroom with technology so that they can go out there and use it, whoever they're working with, either education majors, business majors, whatever that might be. But you've just got to try it. You've just got to give it a try. One of my major goals is to prepare them to go out there and engage kids and motivate kids to want to learn. Kids have so much at their disposal that they don't want to go home in the afternoon and sit and study lots of times, but we've got to make it exciting for them and engaging for them that they want to do that. And technology is a huge tool to do that. One of my goals is, I'm going to use textbooks in my classroom, but I'm also going to pull other information. I use YouTube clips a lot. I download them with KeepFit on my hard drive, and I integrate that in my content continuously. So anytime that they can see something out there that a teacher is doing immediately that she's posted, or it may be that I'm teaching them to use a nonfiction text in the social studies area, I can go find a YouTube clip to build background knowledge before sharing that text with them, just exactly what I want them to do with students out in the public.